Hey guys, so today I want to show you exactly how we use VAs to find off-market apartments. If you're looking to stop competing on market with deals that are probably not even good anyway, your LoopNet, Crexy, all these other things. If you want to go direct to seller and find really good deals in commercial real estate or apartment complexes, um, my partner and I represent a bunch of it. We have a bunch of VAs, like in the different businesses we both own. And I personally have one focus on commercial, and because I don't need anymore, right? So what I'm going to do, we just met together yesterday and we talked about exactly how to onboard, optimize all the systems we have for setting up VAs to find off-market apartments, okay? And I'm going to drop you in the middle of this meeting because I think you're going to get a lot of value. I even actually cold call a seller through the system we use for VAs on this call. So this is going to be the full all-in-one system to help you get VAs on your team and start working for you today. Cool thing is when you find them overseas, the cost of living is a lot lower. They don't need as much. You can find high quality people for $4, $5, $6 an hour. Okay, so check this out. Let me know what you think. Look forward to seeing you after.
We have them in all different types of VAs. Okay. But I personally have one VA on commercial. He only does 20 hours a week because I don't need him to do anymore. I pay him $6 an hour. Okay. And that's generally a little high, but he's worth it. And I think when you find somebody that has really good English, like this guy almost sounds like he's from the South. Like he's got really good English. He sounds really good. Okay. And with 20 hours a week, I probably get 1 to 2 leads a day. Okay. 1 to 2 leads a day. Now they're not all killer deals. Like this guy's like super motivated, it's right in your buy box. It's, but it's still leads. Okay. People who want to sell. And, you go through, say 10 leads, you have maybe 2 or 3 that is in your buy box. Okay. So just so you understand. Now, first thing we need to talk about is where to find VAs. Okay. Where to find. Now we talk about this in the training, but where do we find VAs? There's 1,000 ways to find it. I found one guy in Upwork.com. I don't really recommend it, but the idea is just get started. Okay. Like that guy ended up having a fire. Okay. But here's what will happen. If you find a good one, you can network through that guy. Sorry, I had my VA texted me. My VA is actually going through some stuff. His wife had a miscarriage, so it's really sad. He's still working, but anyway, he's keeping me updated with all of that. So it's an actual person you're hiring. It's not just like a computer you're finding in the Philippines. Like this is a person, an employee that you want to just screen just like you would any other employee. You're bringing on somebody to work for you. It's just their wage, is so much higher than ours. Like in terms of the dollar goes so much further over there, right? So what I was getting at is if you find one VA, even if they're not good, you can network through that VA. So now we don't use any of those types of platforms. We network through our current ones. Can everybody hear me? My AirPods somehow connected. Am I coming through?
Yeah, we still hear you.
So like one way to do it is you can reach out to me or reach out to somebody else who has VAs and say, hey, does your VA have any other VAs that they may want, that they may know needs a job? Okay. That's a really good way to do it. Right. Larry has a VA manager that literally goes and finds him VAs. And so we're actually looking at setting up a more formal VA service for you guys that like in the next month, I'd say we should have something going there where you can actually, just say, I want to go ahead and use that service to go and get started, we would train the VA, we would get them up and running for you. We're trying to go ahead and look at that process in the next couple of weeks. Okay. But either way, for right now, if you want to find a VA, you can go to virtualcoworker.com. That's one way. Again, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to anybody who has VAs. So I'd be taking notes on this. You can go to Upwork, virtual coworker, start virtual. Okay, I'll put it in the chat too. Okay, Upwork.com. It's going to be a little bit more sketchy. Virtual coworker, actually, I believe they are a service that trains your VA for you and then gives it to you. That one I'd prefer. I think Start Virtual, I believe they may be similar. The ones I'd say avoid is don't go to somebody who's going to be employing your VA for you. In other words, you pay the company every month or every week, and you don't actually have an employee. You're paying more per hour because you're paying them to employ your person. Does that make sense? I wouldn't do that. I'd rather pay a big fee to have them trained and ready to go than to and then be able to make it up in the back end. And then a lot of times, if you pay a fee, they give like a 30-day guarantee. Like if that person sucks, you can just fire them and they'll replace that person for the same. They won't charge you anymore. Okay, so that's an advantage to having a service like that. There's many other services out there, but I would just, press the gas. Again, you can reach out to me or reach out to anybody who has a VA, and we'll try and hook you up. Okay, I wouldn't pay any more than $6 an hour, but it's up to you. I mean, in the end, you find one deal, it definitely is going to offset everything. So, all right, so that's where to find it. Any questions there?
Yes. So the VA, that's the one that find all the information for the deal and everything else, right?
Say that again.
The VA just find the deal for the apartment or the commercial or the residential deal, right?
Yeah, the VA is the person that's going to be cold calling for you. And in just a second, I'll show you the other steps to getting that VA up and running. Okay, but as far as finding your VA, I think everybody has some good solid ground to start moving and finding your VA. Start networking, start looking around, just hire somebody. In the end, you're not going to pay them until they put in the work. So it's not like you're like if you go to Upwork.com, you're not going to pay a big upfront fee and then be gypped, right? Like the person actually has to start working for you before you pay them. I think sometimes we get scared of like, man, that sounds like a scam. It sounds scary to be hiring in the Philippines and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, one, you're not going to pay taxes on people in the Philippines because they're not in the US. They're not US citizens. So you can just send them money through Zoom, XOOM. Write that down. Zoom is how you're going to pay them. I believe it's zoom.us. It's a service of PayPal, but it allows you to send to foreign countries. Okay. I'll go ahead and share my screen because the next step is, of course, pulling list, which you all should know how to do that. The list I'm pulling right now that's very effective is called Propstream. Okay, that's doing just fine for me. Okay, if you want to upgrade to Reonomy, you can, but Propstream is doing just fine for me. 10,000 leads for $100 a month. 10,000 leads a month for $100 a month. Let me share my screen.
Propstream find you multifamily and apartment complexes as well.
Say that again.
Propstream, they have multifamily and apartment complexes
Yeah,
on
that's
there
right.
as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I was told that they just do single family.
No, Propstream, I pulled list of apartments. Right here. Okay, so this is Propstream. You can sign up, like I said, 10,000 leads for $100 a month. I'm not going to go through that because that's covered in our training. But all you got to do is pull, like it's self-explanatory. And honestly, you know, I would get on the phone with these people that you're signing up with. If you pay these guys $100 a month, I would want them to take you through a tutorial, show you things that maybe we don't even know, right? Like I'd want to really make the use of my $100 in a month, and I'd want to make sure that they're, you know, I'm utilizing these platforms to the best. Tell them exactly what you want to do. Say, I want to pull a list in this area, this market, and I want it to be multifamily. And honestly, for these calls, even if your target is 30 plus units, which we recommend, I would still pull a list at 10 plus units. I would start with 10 plus units when you pull a list in your target area. Because what's that going to do is it's going to get you, for one, the smaller the units, the easier it is to get a hold of owners. Okay, and you're going to get a hold of a lot more owners because you've got your criteria a little lower. And maybe you want to take down a small property, or maybe you don't, but you're still going to be able to use those owners, because if they own a 10 unit, they may own a 20 unit, or they may own a 30 unit, right? They may also own more properties. So all you're doing is increasing your networking, your ability. All right. And then from Propstream, you're going to go to Lead Sherpa to skip trace. I don't really recommend skip tracing through Propstream because they do offer that feature, but it's still going to be about the same price, maybe a little less, a little more. I don't even remember. As Lead Sherpa, it's like 10 cents a hit or something. So if you pull a list of 1,000 in Propstream, you go over to Lead Sherpa, which we go through in the training. Okay. And then this is going to give you a little bit better skip tracing, in my opinion. Okay. And so it's, let's see if it tells you the price off the bat. I don't see it. Either way, you're going to go in there, you're going to follow the template, and you're going to upload as a CSV file. Okay. I'm not going to go into that, but if you need help with that, we talk about it in the training, but you can also just schedule me, call me, whatever. Okay. So that's how you pull your list. And once you have a list and you've already, you know, all you do is once you reach out and try to find somebody to hire, you just say, hey, jump on a Zoom call with me. And if you don't know how to set up a Zoom, I can show you that. But you just send them a link for a Zoom call. Say, jump on. Can you jump on today or tomorrow? They say yes. And you just talk to them and you just want to ask them, you know, why do you want the job? You know, have you done this before? All you're really wanting to do with these guys is know they're not a drug addict, and two, that they have decent English, that they're not going to super sound like, I mean, because you're just thinking about it because they're going to call somebody like you who's a real estate investor, and you're going to say, would I pick up the phone for this guy, and would I cooperate with this guy and tell him what he was asking me? And tell him, you know, yeah, I want to sell my property. Or is it kind of like, you know, just a scam, and I'm just going to hang up as fast as possible? Okay, that's all you're looking for. You just want to make sure he's not a drug addict. You want to make sure, you know, he has decent English, at least, you know, decent, right? And we have other video that actually shows us optimizing our VAs in the live call recordings. Let's see. So this right here, February 23 in the live call recordings, this is a lead gen call and a VA optimization. So you can hear this, and we actually go through, Larry and I go through VAs that have been calling for us and how to make sure that there's somebody, like it shows you somebody I ended up letting go because they didn't meet the criteria of what we need in a VA. Okay. All right, so there's that. Now that you have your list, now that you have your VA, you're just going to tell them, I would recommend starting with 20 hours a week, but you can, if you're aggressive and you want to honestly, I would recommend going as fast as you possibly can. Because I think there's no reason you shouldn't be able to close a deal in 4 to 6 months. Okay, if you're aggressive. And that also plays in how many units you're evaluating. If you're talking about 200 plus units and that's really all you're looking at, it may be a little longer. But if you're willing to do a 20, 30 unit, you can find and close a deal 4 to 6 months unless there's issues. Okay. If you want to go deeper into the why did I go into Rihanna? If you want to go deeper into the KPIs that would guarantee you get there, let's talk. Schedule me a one-on-one, okay? And then as far as ready mode, this is what we're going to set the VA in. This is, once we have the VA, we have the list, you have our cold calling script. If you go to the find the deal section in our classroom, right here, you go to find the deal. In this document right here, you'll see cold calling script. So once you have this cold calling script, you have the list of properties skip traced. You pull 1,000 leads out of Propstream, you skip trace that 1,000 leads in Lead Sherpa, and you might only get 800 hits or 700 hits, which means they found the owner or someone that may be the owner of that LLC or that property, and you got their number. Okay. And so once you have that list, then we're going to go into ready mode. We're going to sign up with ready mode. This is the only.
All right, so YouTube actually took down my video and I had to cut off the rest of the training of the video. So from here, we actually dive into ready mode, which is a dialer and brings your list that you're dialing, that you're pulling of apartments off market of just in the target area, pulls the list together, your cold calling script, and then the VA can just start dialing that list and it automatically populates on that script. And so he knows exactly what to say. And you can track his hours, you can track his productivity, everything all in one in that system. But I guess YouTube did not like me talking about or sharing that because it actually shows people's data. And, I guess you could argue that everything's public data, but either way, I hope that was helpful. If you want the full version, reach out to us. We'd love to talk with you. If you're looking to buy apartments, you want to get around other people doing the same thing, you want to accelerate your journey, let's chat as soon as you can, okay? Because we have a group that's moving pretty fast, and we'd love to see if that could be something good for you. So reach out to us, and we'd love to show you exactly how to onboard your VA ASAP or just start pulling lists, finding deals, okay? All right, guys, have a great day.